I really like this game. I mean, the story's not great, you're just going around killing orcs and talking to about 3 characters. But, within the story, the gameplay matches the atmosphere really well. Look at this here. You're able to kill orcs really quickly, slicing through whole groups and instantly killing gangs with headshots. However, you don't feel too overpowered, because there's always more orcs, which fits with the story and the feeling of the game. It even connects to the movie a bit. Lord of the Rings was about traveling to Mordor, a dark and scary place with a bunch of monsters, and this is Shadow of Mordor. You're in the evil Empire's home base with enemy troops overwhelming you. But your ability to so quickly kill the enemy immediately around you makes you feel powerful in spite of the situation. The gameplay and the setting of the story match each other well. I guess it's kind of the reverse of Assassin's Creed. In those games, you're a trained assassin, an expert in weapons and stealth. And, despite a bunch of sci-fi elements, the games try to stay reasonably realistic feeling. The problem comes with how effective you are. If you board a ship or enter a castle, and you're not spotted, you'll probably be able to murder every single person in the entire place. But, even if you are spotted, it's not unreasonably difficult for you to be able to single-handedly kill dozens of people in open combat. Then, when your health drops too low, just, run away. The actions are similar to what happens in Shadow of Mordor, but in that game, it makes sense in the context of the story for you to be so powerful. Other characters acknowledge and try to use your skill. You end up, in that game, going after Sauron, the main bad guy. And it makes sense. Your power level fits what happens. In Assassin's Creed, anything that happens in the story feels like it doesn't match. If another character comes up with this clever plan to blow up something or sneak in somewhere, all I think is, I can do this myself! I've single-handedly murdered hundreds of people. I've taken over entire islands. If you would just let me go in, this wouldn't be a problem. Is there a blockade of ships? Let me swim to each one individually, and I'll have killed the entire army within the day. In Assassin's Creed, you're too powerful for the story. In Shadow of Mordor, even though you're about as powerful, it fits better. I kind of wonder about the new Spider-Man game as it relates to this. If you watch the E3 gameplay trailer, you can see some interesting stuff. In the first section, he's sneaking around and taking out a bunch of guys with guns. And this makes sense. Spider-Man is not bulletproof. Also, the time it takes for him to knock out one guy is good. He just has to punch or web them once. But, after that, he swings into another section and fights a couple guys head to head. If you watch here, he seems a little depowered. At one point, he directly punches one guy several times, and then that same henchman gets up again. This isn't as bad as Superman or Captain Marvel needing to punch a regular human several times, but Spider-Man isn't Batman. He has super strength. But back to what I was saying. The point of the Spider-Man fantasy is to be a powerful superhero who can swing around and beat up bad guys. If you're too weak in this game, it could compromise the feeling of being Spider-Man. Like, being too powerful in Assassin's Creed compromises the feeling of being an assassin. If you aren't able to fight effectively enough, you might not feel like you're actually playing as Spider-Man. Now, I'm not saying I think the Spider-Man game will be bad. I thought the game looked really fun in that video. But, it is interesting to look at a future example. How much is this character able to accomplish? Pretty much every game has to deal with this. How well does the gameplay make you feel like you're playing the story? If you feel the character suddenly becomes empowered or depowered between different sections of the game is failing in this department. However, whether the game leans more towards Shadow of Mordor or Assassin's Creed, it can still be a fun and enjoyable game. This is just a thing I noticed.